Hey guys, it's Laura. Welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing a process video for a scrapbooking layout I made last month using my August Wild Hare kits. And as you could see, I'm diving right in with the August cut file. It is really pretty. It looks like it's made of some kind of waves, so I thought it would be perfect for documenting this photograph of me and my dog when I first got her when she was a little puppy and we were at the beach together. So I'm going through some of my different pattern papers that I had gotten in my Wild Hare kit for August. And for some reason, looking at this video now, I think all the papers I went through looked pretty. Any of them would have worked. But for some reason, I decided that I had to do mixed media. And I wanted to create my own background that reminded me of the ocean. So here I am with plain white cardstock, and I'm going to create my own mixed media background using different watercolors and acrylic paints. So you'll see me get started with some different shades of blue using the packaging technique. And the packaging technique is where you take a piece of plastic and you put your watercolor on it, and then you take your watercolor to the paper from the plastic. And that helps give you this really random, pretty, kind of like laid out look instead of was painted on with a paintbrush look. This way looks a lot more random. I don't know if that's the right word. It just looks prettier. It looks more elegant. You can't really see where the lines stop or start. It's very messy and fun. And now for the first time ever, I'm using a piece of bubbling packaging to do this technique with the acrylic paint. And I've seen a lot of people do this in art journaling, and my colored background ended up getting a little bit too saturated for my preference, and I didn't want it to distract too much from my photograph. So I'm going to solve it by adding a ton of white acrylic paint over it using this bubble wrap on the inside of this envelope that I have. So I do that, and you can see all of the beautiful texture that my page now has and all the different shades of blue and green on it. And I am going to lay my cut file on top of that. And this is where you'll see me get into the cut file laydown. And there was a little trick to this for me, so I will share it with you. Anytime you have a cut file with delicate lines, this is the way that I think has worked the best for me to get it down without ruining or ripping anything. So I put double-sided tape everywhere, but I only take off the covering on the large parts of the cut file. So you'll see me stick down the border all the way around that 12 by 12 sheet of that cut file. I will stick that down, and then I will go back and pick up all of those tiny little pieces, and I'll take off the film from the double-sided tape that I had applied to those, and then I'll lay those down. And doing that individually just helps make sure that your cut file lays down exactly where you want it to and nothing accidentally sticks in the wrong spot. That way you don't have any of those tiny, smaller pieces tear on you, because they are quite small. And when you have a delicate cut file like that, you want to make sure that you go slowly and take care of it so it keeps the shape that it was intended to have. So there I am laying that down, and I think it definitely looks like ocean waves now, so I am pretty happy with it. And now I'm debating between these two photos taken at the same time at the beach, and all I can say about this photograph is that it was taken in 2009, so don't judge the duck lips thing. It was very big in 2009. So I am at the beach with my little dog, and this was a couple of weeks after I had adopted her. It was a pretty big deal because when I adopted her, she had been rescued from a very bad abusive situation. Out of a litter of puppies, only her and a brother survived. The mom and all the other puppies in the litter had died from the abuse by the time animal control had gotten in there and removed them from the home. So she was afraid of everything, every person, every object. If we walked outside the apartment building and there was a bicycle laid against the side of the building, she would freak out, like thinking it was going to kill her. She was so afraid of everything. And in this very difficult time, having a newly adopted puppy who was terrified of everything, she loved the beach, and it was like one great thing that we enjoyed together that she wasn't afraid of. She loves the water. To this day, she is a water dog. She loves getting in the water. If there's a mud puddle, she's laying in it. If there's a beach or a creek or a river or a stream or an ocean, she is going to get in it. And she loved it, and it was really awesome for me at the time because I had just adopted her, and this was this one place where she could be free and happy and act like a regular dog. And at the time, I only lived a couple blocks from the beach in Virginia, so we would go down there all the time. So I love these photographs. They are probably some of the best I have from when I first adopted her. That was back in the age of flip cell phone cameras and stuff, so the picture quality wasn't too great. I hadn't jumped on the iPhone train yet. But yeah, so I'm very excited to get these pictures documented. And you can see I am working with some gorgeous things in my wild hair kits this month. Everything you see on my desk is from my August wild hair kits. And if you don't know what the Wild Hair Kits is, it's a totally hand-curated custom scrapbooking kit company. And what Allison does, she runs the company. She has you submit a style profile online saying what kind of projects you're working on, what kind of colors and embellishments you like, and what things you're drawn to, and if you want to experiment with anything new. And based on what you tell her, she creates a surprise kit for you. And it's going to have a ton of things that you love, but it's also going to be a total surprise when it arrives at your door because it's not the same kit that everybody gets, which is great because it also means you don't end up getting stuff that you're not going to use. You get stuff that she knows you're going to like. So it's like this really great way to still have a surprise, but have great new scrapbooking stuff that is new to the market. So I'm working with that exclusive cut file that came in the August kit, and I'm working with a lot of Crate Paper's Wild Heart in this kit this month. And you could see I have those Heidi Swapp dimensional phrases. I choose the ones say featuring because I don't think I'm going to have another opportunity to really use that one. And I thought this would be great to use because it is featuring my brand new puppy. She was new on the scene, new to my story, so it was a good way to use that featuring title. And those phrase stickers actually have a sticky top with a film over them. So what I did is I used my coarse white glitter to put on top of that featuring phrase. And I don't really love it, to be honest. I wish I had had really super fine glitter because the chunky glitter kind of blurs out those lines of the phrase. So that's something to keep in mind if you have this pack of phrase stickers or stickers. They're really great, but they probably work better with a fine glitter than a coarse one. So I laid down some Wild Heart embellishments there. I have that tag that says living my perfectly imperfect life. And then I also laid down that really beautiful green rosette that says hello. And I'm going to add a little bit of twine to my tag there, kind of finish it off. If you have watched any of my layouts the last few months where I've used a lot of tags, you will know I don't usually put twine or finish them off with something in the top of them. Usually I just let them sit as they are. But I tried something new and I tried the finishing it off with twine, and I do like how that looks. So I add some paper clips from the Wild Heart collection down to my photograph. I experimented for a little bit with that purple heart one, and it doesn't make it down onto the page. But I do take 2 of those epoxy or thick, puffy palm leaf sticker type thingies, those paper clips, and I put them around my photograph. And then I use black thickers from my stash to write Claire and that is my dog's name. And so my title ends up reading from the tag, Living My Perfectly Imperfect Life, switching over to the phrase thicker there, featuring, and then I journaled my new puppy and then her name in thicker saying Claire. So Living My Perfectly Imperfect Life featuring my new puppy Claire. It is a very long title, but I like it. I think it works pretty well, at least for me, because I know it's intended to all be one title that flows together, but I guess even as individual things, they work well as well. And now I'm going through all of my different options, fussy cutting out some florals from my papers that month, and then also going through some of the ephemera that I got in a Heidi Swap ephemera die cut pack. And I'm really liking how some of these pink ones look. And I had that Love paperclip there from the Wild Heart collection, and what I ended up doing is just popping it off the paperclip, stapling it to my page. I journal a tiny bit in each corner in the bottom right and the top left, and that finishes it. I had a few sequins from my kit that month, and here we have it. So it's not my favorite layout, but I do love it, and I was excited to explore mixed media so much more than usual this month. I hope you have enjoyed this process video. Here are some close-up looks at all of the details and the fun stuff in this layout. And if you are interested in having a hand-curated kit for yourself, I am going to link the Wild Hare kits down below. I am on their design team, and I've enjoyed working with their stuff the last couple of months. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope this layout gives you some inspiration for digging into your kits and getting started making some gorgeous layouts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to scrapbook with me, you can take one of my online scrapbooking classes. I will link that down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!